So let's start off by talking a little bit about the Farm Bill, which is renewed every 5 years, and so it's up this year, as I recall. And you and I were discussing this just briefly before we went on the air, but maybe you can bring our viewers up to date on kind of where that process is at, what the major sticking point is, and what observations you would have about how to fix all of this.
I'm not sure I know how to fix it, but you know, in the last time we did the Farm Bill. This is actually a 4-year, it's only been 4 years since we did the Farm Bill because the bill got delayed a year and it got killed on the floor of the House for the first time in history in 2013 because they added a food stamp amendment on work requirements. And when that went on, the bill was defeated. So fast forward to this Farm Bill, we're having the same dispute over the same issue. And I'm all for people working. It's good for people to work. You know, it's good. And we've had work requirements in food stamps since '96. And I was in the room with Clinton and the Blue Dogs when we did welfare reform, put a 3-month limit on food stamps and welfare if you don't work, if you're an able-bodied adult. The problem is we also, at the time, Clinton talked us into having waivers. And so the reason people aren't working is not because we don't have work requirement. It's because their governors have asked for waivers. And you have a lot of places in the country where the work requirements are not in place because they've been able to get around the rules. The Twin Cities is one area. Hennepin and Ramsey County are waived. But we also have 29 rural counties that were waived just recently by Purdue. Some of those counties have 1% unemployment. There was no justification for them to waive those counties. So now we're back with these work requirements again, which are a mantra for some of the right-wing Republicans, including the Speaker. And I think it's the Speaker that has put this into this bill because it doesn't. We had 23 hearings on SNAP.
That's the food stamp.
That's the food stamp.
Right.
Out of 110 hearings, we had 23 on SNAP. And not any, the things that are in the bill, that the Republicans put in the bill, none of them were recommended in any of those 23 hearings. So they came like out of nowhere into the bill. And our members have said that if it's in the bill, they're not going to vote for it. And I don't think they can pass the bill without Democratic votes. The other thing is the Senate is also working on their version of the bill. And Pat Roberts, the chairman, who's a good friend of mine, told me from Kansas right. that they are not doing any of this stuff in the Senate. They're not going near it. In fact, they're going to increase food stamps, not cut them, because they want a bipartisan bill. Mm-hmm. So I don't get this strategy, and it's what screwed this up last time. It took us an extra year to pass the bill because of it. I don't, understand what they're up to. But the last I heard, the chairman was talking about going ahead with just Republicans. I don't know how he's going to do it. But
who's the chair of the Ag Committee?
His name is Conaway, Mike Conaway. He's from Texas, West Texas, Midland, oil country. He's a CPA. It's the first time in history the Ag Committee is headed up by 2 CPAs. But he's an oil, his background is in the oil industry, not more in agriculture. And he's also taken over the Russia investigation on the Intelligence Committee because he's on there. And when Nunes recused himself, Conaway took over. And that's been one of the problems. He's been kind of distracted by that whole situation. So he's, one of the things that I think is a problem. The Republicans couldn't get term limits on Congress back under Gingrich. But they did put term limits on their chairman. And so the reason Conaway is chairman is because Frank Lucas, who did the last Farm Bill, was term limited. And I told Boehner, I told Ryan, that I'm getting sick and tired of training in all these Republican chairmen. And it's just not a good thing. Frank was doing a great job. He just got so he really knew the issues. And then he was gone. And it's not good. We don't have term limits on our side. So I've been through 3 chairmen and this is my third chairman, and he's new to the job, and we haven't found a way to thread the needle at this point.
So are there other issues in the Farm Bill that are?
Not really.
So likely it would be renewed on somewhat similar terms?
Yes.
If this particular issue could be resolved?
Well, I think what will happen is if we can't get this resolved in the House, then there's going to be an extension of the current law for a year. And that's what happened last time, in 2013, when it was defeated. So it's not the end of the world, but we will, certain things that some of us would not be able to be done. Like I want to raise the CRP acreage. There's some additional work on dairy I'd like to do. Those things wouldn't happen if we had an extension. This is really in the weeds, but for farmers, when
our audience is very much in the weeds.
Okay.
So this is good. You go right ahead, dive right into those
So the
weeds.
last Farm Bill, we set up this new system where we had two different safety nets. One was called the ARC, average risk coverage, and the other was the PLC, the price loss coverage. One of them is covered shallow losses. The other one put a floor under prices. So you could choose one or the other. Just about everybody took the ARC because they got more money the first 2 years. But the end of it, they didn't get money. And when I asked people why you did that, they said, well, we don't trust you guys. So we're going to take the money and run, basically. But now they want to be in the PLC because the prices are down. And if we get a new bill, they'd be able to switch. Without a new bill, they won't be able to do that. So if they're in the ARC, they're going to have to stay in the ARC. And there are going to be people that don't necessarily like that, but they made the decision.
So we'll see what our viewers have to say about the Farm Bill. There may be some questions about